Hi everyone, it's Steffi and welcome back to my channel. I haven't posted in a while. I haven't really done any school updates, but those will be coming back. I will be getting into those as I now have some more free time because Carter is Maddox is going to programming at the same time as Carter. So if you are a regular subscriber to my channel, that's why there hasn't been anything new lately. But anyways, let's get on to the purpose of today's video, is to talk about my new religion that I am taking up. I know some of you are friends and family. Some of you may just be people from the internet that want to know about this religion. Some of you may be some of my friends on Facebook and you don't really understand what's going on. So before I start really posting anything on there about what's going on with my new lifestyle, I thought I would make a video and just address everything here. You guys can watch it. You can comment below, or you can write me on Facebook, or talk to me in person and we can get through this together. But I just kind of wanted to explain myself because I feel like everybody should have the choice to choose the religion they choose with their own reasons why. And there should be no stigma against that. Unfortunately, with the religion that I have chosen, there is a stigma against it, and it is very negative. So what I'm talking about here is paganism and some Wiccan beliefs. I am leaning more towards the side of just regular paganism. Some of the Wiccan beliefs I don't really believe should be something that I should follow. Like, I don't want to have a religion that's really strict on certain things, just for my own personal reasons. So that is kind of what I am going to be doing, is mostly just pagan religion, as some people associate that with like devil worshiping and sacrifices and blood magic and things like that, and that is not what it is at all. I don't want to get into too many details of exactly what it's not. If you want to look for yourself and find out more, by all means do your own research. But I'm going to tell you right now, I am not out to hurt anybody, including animals. I am not going to be cutting myself and sacrificing my blood. There is nothing scary about this at all. So that is just where I stand on that. What it is it's a lot of love for the nature, for Mother Earth, respecting the spirits and our ancestors, things like that. But it's just something that I felt kind of resonated with me. And how this all came about, which I'm going to get into right now, is I like watching TV shows that are more directed towards the supernatural type of things and more whimsical type of things, more medieval videos and things like that. So I have watched Sleepy Hollow, which I really enjoyed the whole season of that. I've watched Salem. There's one, I can't remember what it's called, but it was really popular a couple of years ago. So those are just a few of the shows that I've watched that really resonate with me. Right now I'm watching The Strain, which is all about a big parasite that's like attacking people and things like that. Also, I do play Minecraft, which if you really look at Minecraft and break down what's all included in the game, a lot of it is medieval, back in the ages of witchcraft. There's a lot of enchanting in Minecraft. There's a lot of also other things that are associated with medieval times, like mining. But there's also all kinds of what's the word I'm looking for? Crafting recipes you can do, which if you are a witch and you do practice witchcraft, you'll know craft is the main word you use about your work and what you do for spells and things like that. So I really enjoy Minecraft. I play it every day, and just all these little things like being involved with nature, respecting all animals and living beings, no matter how big or small, whether it is an ant or a person. All those things I respect equally. and just really resonating with those values kind of falls along the same guidelines of this religion, where you don't do any harm to anyone else. And a lot of the things that are used in like witchcraft and things like that is a lot of stuff you find in herbology, and a lot of it is gemstones, things that come from the earth that you are creating into something else with your own beliefs added to them to create what's called a magic. Now, these are just my personal beliefs. This is just me speaking freely. I am not a dictionary. I am not Google. Please do not comment below and leave hate because you do not agree with something I'm saying. This is my own personal vlog, and I'm making this video for people in my family that are important to me, and for other baby witches out there that would like to get into some sort of religion but aren't really sure if paganism is right for them, or if they wanted to try Wicca perhaps, but it's just too structured for me. And I'm kind of like halfway in, halfway out with that. Like, some of their stuff I agree with, some of it I don't, just because I don't believe you need to study for a year and a day to be considered a witch, or to be initiated as a witch. I believe if you are a solitary witch, you can do that on your own time. But of course, everything I have watched and read has said a lot about doing lots of research. So that's what I have been doing the last few weeks. And now I feel comfortable talking freely, coming out about this. So that is what I am doing. So if you guys see me and, you know, I look different, this is how I actually feel, and I feel comfortable this way. As for my makeup today, my jewelry today, I do have my necklace that I got the other day, and I really like it. These are things that just for self-expression reasons, they make me happy. Like, this shirt makes me happy. My makeup makes me happy right now. I feel like I am representing who I should be, and I don't feel like any of this is just for glamour. So that is one thing. I'm gonna go grab something. Okay, so now that I have kind of explained myself, I wanted to show you guys some of the things that I have, just so you can see that this isn't really as scary as everybody thinks it is. And also, witchcraft is separate from religion. You don't have to have a religion to be a witch. You can be a witch and have no religion, but I do like the ideals that come with witchcraft, and it is nothing scary. There's no like sort of magic where you're gonna like levitate off the ground, or, you know, I'm trying to think of examples here for you guys, or like have fireballs shoot out of your hand or anything like that. It's nothing crazy like that. A lot of it is like herbal baths and herbal teas and mixing like salt and other herbs together, and then, you know, saying your spell and putting your words on it, and then sprinkling that around your house, and maybe saying something like, please protect this house. Something along those lines, a little bit more elaborate, but I don't really want to get into exactly all of that. I just kind of wanted to explain that spells aren't really like as elaborate as people would think, and a lot of the things that they need you can find in your kitchen. So, I mean, the main number one is salt, and everybody has salt. So anyway, I wanted to get on and show you guys a few things that I have here. There are some things that witches do obtain that can be considered scary, such as an athane. I believe I'm pronouncing that right, or is it an asthane? I'm not really sure. I am new to this, so I'm still learning. But that is pretty much a certain type of like mini sword that is used for casting circles, for cutting up herbs, for things like that. It is not used to hurt anybody. But because I do have the kids, I obviously do not have one of those in my house. You can substitute other items for things on your altar if you don't have them. My altar is very basic. It just has like a couple dishes, a bell. I do have a cauldron here. If you want one of these, even if you just want it like for a Halloween aesthetic, they do have them at Spencer's. So you can pick one up there, and it's just a cast iron little cauldron. So these are fire safe too, just in case you're wondering. Some other things that I do have. I don't have a lot of crystals right now. I had a lot before, but a lot of my stuff is in storage. So I have a worry stone here, which on one side has a little divot on it so that you can, use this if you are worried, like this. And this is clear quartz, which can be substituted for any crystal. So if you are a baby witch and you need a crystal for a spell, you can always use a regular clear quartz. I have read that multiple times, so I know that is true. Also, I have some cards here. I do have another tarot card deck, but I just got it today, and I haven't cleansed those cards yet or anything. So I don't have them up here. They're just on my altar because right now I'm focusing on one deck at a time. Eventually I will have one deck for reading tarot for me, another for reading tarot for others if they wish. I don't believe there's any written rule where you can't read tarot against somebody else if they're not present, but I myself would not do that just because I feel like that would be disrespecting that person. But these are the tarot cards that I have. These are from Spirit Halloween. I'll just show you one. Who do we have? The Tower Gargoyle. So these are what they look like. This is what the back looks like. Tarot cards can face when you draw them either this way or this way. If they're right side up, they have one meaning. If they're upside down, they have another meaning. And I do actually have a book on how to read tarot, which I am still learning. So this book is also on my altar where I do my tarot reads, and it is called In Focus Tarot, Your Personal Guide. This is it right here. You can pause the video if you would like to see more. I did get this also at Spencer's. And then I have my Moonology Oracle cards. These I did get today and was able to, excuse me, cleanse them and play with them. It does come with an Oracle Cards guidebook. And then the cards are in here. I believe it's a 44 card deck. This is the back of the card, and this is what the front of the card looks like. Bella just knocked over everything. So if you don't know what Oracle cards or tarot cards are for, they are not for really, people think they're for fortune telling, and I guess you could use them that way, which is the big thing that kind of goes against what most people believe. It's mainly used for divination, which is a form of like really just seeking inside yourself and getting some insight from the spirit world and yourself and your intuitions and your subconscious into what's going on in your life, how you can problem solve. So it's kind of like a way you would look at a situation, then you would draw your cards and they would tell you a story, or maybe give you a yes or no answer on a question that you had or a situation that's going on in your life. And I have found that a lot of my readings have been pretty accurate. The ones that were not accurate, when I did the readings, the house was really busy. The kids were awake. The cat was running around. I had a lot to do that day. I was kind of rushed. So I found that if you are going to read tarot or oracle cards, it's best to do it somewhere quiet, somewhere where there's not a lot going on and you can completely focus. Also, anytime you do any type of divination, I have learned to always ground yourself afterwards so you're not carrying that extra energy with you, because you can get very tired. It took me a while to figure that out, and I got sick for a couple days, and I couldn't figure out why. And after I grounded myself, a couple hours later, I started to feel better. So that's just something to keep in mind if you are a baby witch and you're not really sure about divination and how it works. There's plenty of other stuff out there about that. I just kind of wanted to explain a little bit of what I'm doing so that my family members and friends know that there's no ill will here, that I am, just doing what I believe I should be doing. So next, I do have my Book of Shadows. Every witch has one of these. This is what mine looks like. I know it's not very glamorous and pretty. A lot of people, they will buy pre-made grimoires, or which is another name for a Book of Shadows, or books of shadows that are really fancy. I have found just using a notebook for right now, because a lot of what I read, I write down in here. And I do also put my tarot and oracle card readings in here too. So I found that just using a notebook for now is fine, because eventually I do want to get a really pretty Book of Shadows, but I want to like just throw in there, certain bullet points that would be important to me, whether it's certain spells or divination techniques or certain references to history that I want to include in there, like the Reed Law or 3 times the 3x3 law and things like that. So I don't want to include everything from this Book of Shadows in my fancy Book of Shadows when I do eventually get one. But that would be a good Christmas gift if anybody is out there looking for ideas. You can always get me crystals, any altar tools. If you're not sure if it's something that I have already, just ask. And if you are buying gifts for somebody else for things like this, just keep in mind that you're not going to get something that's like cursed. And when the person gets it, they will cleanse it. So if you're handling it, like if somebody got this cauldron at the store and they were handling it and they were like, oh my God, I can't touch it, it's involved with witchcraft, it's cursed. It's not. It's just an iron cauldron. That's all it is. I mean, some things, if you really break it down, it's just actually kind of silly. And I just have to point these things out because I don't want you guys to like really scare yourself and think that I'm scary, because I'm not. The final thing I wanted to show you guys is just some spell books I have. If you guys want to pick these up or look at them in the store, even just to kind of see what's in them, I will give you an example from both books, just so you can see that this is not like a serious thing where there's like sacrifices and whatever being made. So this is the daily spell book for the Good Witch. It is very fancy. I don't know if you can see, but she's shiny. She's got little holographic stars. So this is pretty much like real simple. This would be a good starting out book. This is probably going to be the first book that I start with because it is so simple. I also picked this up at Spencer's. So I'm just going to, I have some already marked in here. I just kind of went through. Let's see. A spell to protect children when they are away. What you'll need: a yellow candle, a cloth doll to represent the child. You could probably also use a piece of their clothing. In case you guys aren't aware, anything in witchcraft can be substituted with something else. Or if you don't have it, you can leave it out completely, because all you need to be a witch is yourself. You don't need candles, you don't need crystals, you don't need a cauldron, you don't need anything. A piece of your own clothing worn but not washed. And then it says here, light the candle, wrap the doll, or whatever you're substituting, in the piece of clothing from you. Hold the doll in your arms as you would your child. Say, I name you, child's name, and I will care for you. I will wrap you in my arms, surround you with my love, and protect you until my last breath. You are mine, and I will always watch over you, even when you are not by my side. Extinguish the candle, keep the doll in a safe place, and when a child is away from home, be sure to give the doll a kiss as a reminder of your protective love. So that's an example of a spell, and as you can see, it's a lot of it is just spiritual things. It's not really anything serious. Like I already know I'm going to get a ton of questions about some of this stuff. Like, are you sure? Are you sure? Just to be sure, I did buy another spell book. So this is 1001 spells. This is very specific. They do have a spell in here for autism. I'm not really sure how that spell would work, if maybe it would just help with communication or whatever. I'm just going to open this to a random page and pick a spell, because the index on this itself is like 10 pages long, because this book is huge. This I also got from Spencer's. So let's open it. Actually, I have a spell marked in here already. Let's open to that. So there is a lucky Buddha ritual in here. So you will need a laughing wooden or metal Buddha and a small dish in front of him. And then timing, if you guys are not familiar with witchcraft, some spells can only be completed on certain days. This one, it doesn't really need, like, give a day, but I would probably do it on the day that goes with prosperity because that makes the most sense. So, and then it says you rub the tummy of the Buddha 3 times clockwise and ask for any good fortune you need in any area of your life, especially luck and financial affairs. If you need good news, name where you need the good news. Rub the Buddha's right ear clockwise. It is said you will receive good news before the week is over. Place a crystal coin or flower in the dish as an offering. Keep the flowers fresh. And then usually once a ritual is complete, you would give your offering to the goddess and the god, and you would just leave it outside as an offering. That's what I have gathered so far. But some spells, like any jar spells or things like that, you would keep it all together in the jar. Add something small every day. So this one, you actually don't get rid of the crystal coin or flower. You keep it in front of the Buddha dish. So add something small every day, rubbing the Buddha's tummy just once, again asking for any special good luck you will need. When the dish is full, put the non-perishable items in a big bowl near the Buddha to attract abundance to your home. So, and this says for about a week, so I would say maybe keep that for a week or two, but that's just another example of a spell. So it's really not as bad as most people think. I just kind of wanted to share with you guys kind of what I'm doing. A lot of it is just reading my cards, you know, sitting down, meditating, and then also doing a lot of research and reading books. That's a lot of what I'm doing right now. You know, it's nothing where I'm going to get hurt, where anything is going to happen to anybody. There are some witches out there that do banishing spells and hexes. I don't believe in that. I think if maybe it would depend on the circumstance. Like if I was in some real danger or somebody was like harassing me and coming to my house and things like that and not leaving me alone, then that might be time to use a banishing spell. But there are some spells that are very like intense, as in hexes, but with the 3x3 law, everything that you do comes back to you threefold. So if somebody were to like perform a hex on someone, that negative energy would come back to them 3 times as much. So it wouldn't really be worth it. So that's kind of my piece on that. But I wanted to come on here and talk about this because I have signed up for a subscription box. It's called Tamed Wild. You can look it up if you would like, but they do send every month a spell, a crystal, cards about the month. You get a sticker, and I believe a tea. So, but it's also loose tea. So I'm not really sure how you make tea if it's loose, if you need a tea ball or a bag. Somebody comment down below and let me know because I'm not sure. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep the tea until I can find a dang tea ball because I don't know what to do. But it said the teas are very good for divination and relaxation and things like that. Some of them are caffeinated, some of them aren't. You really need to know the ingredients, but that's part of herbology, is learning those things. So with every box, you get something to kind of add to your altar. You also get a spell you can do. If I'm not comfortable by the time our next Wiccan holiday rolls around, I'm just going to keep it for next time. But this one is going to be, I believe it's called Samayan or Samain. I'm still learning. But that is on Halloween, and it is also a blue full moon. So I will be collecting my moon water, and that is just pretty much taking filtered water or water from like a running stream or something like that, that is clear water, and you put it in a jar and you leave it outside in front of the moon for a couple hours, and the energy from the moon is supposed to charge the water. So I'm hoping by explaining these things to you guys that you kind of understand that this is all about Mother Earth and things like that, things that come from the earth, things from the moon. A lot of witchcraft is focused around the moon and certain days of the week. Their holidays are every 6 or 7 weeks, I believe. Some of them, the day changes depending on if it's a leap year or not, I think. But I am still very new in this. I am a beginner, but if you guys are OG witches and you have any advice for me, please let me know. If you guys are other baby witches and you're in my situation and you want to talk, maybe relate to me, let me know. If any of you are my family, friends, or Facebook friends in the Green Bay area and you are a broom closet witch, as I pretty much have been up until now, and you want to get together to talk about these things, or if you know a bunch of other witches and you have a coven or something, please reach out to me and let me know, because right now I am only practicing by myself. I have not found anybody around the area that is, you know, a witch. I don't know what else to say. I mean that in the best way. Anyway, so that's going to be the end of the video. If you guys liked it, leave it a like. If you're new, please subscribe for more witchy stuff and school updates with the kids and things like that. Go check out my other channel. I will be doing my Tamed Wild unboxing over there once my box arrives. It is in the mail. So that's pretty much it for me. So blessed be everyone, and so mote it be.